Chris, year two of the rebuild. Obviously, last year you guys started with some pieces and tried to get the foundation. What is the goal this offseason?
Just to continue building. Last year I think was a good year for. I think Brian, the coaching staff, did a great job of establishing the culture, and you know, um, the narrative was out there of we were tanking, and that was clear was not what we were doing. It's important to establish that culture of winning, the importance of winning, and doing things the right way. So for us, it's just to keep building upon that, and I think we had a good start at the end of the year, how we played the second half of the season, and just gotta keep building from there.
What are some of the most important things that you hope to find out here about the quarterback?
Really, it's just getting to know all these kids. It's every position, like we tell you, it's every position is crucial, especially when you're building where we are at this point, and just getting to know the type of person, the leadership, mental toughness, the character on and off the field. So it's at every position, but especially that one.
How important is it to find a young quarterback that you want to build the organization around?
I think it's important. I think every team would tell you that. So I'm not gonna sit up here and lie, and say it's not. But it is important, and you see that, and every team that has one feels really good about it. And we want to get to that point. Fitz did a great job for us last year, and he'll be a good guy here to help show this person, whoever it is, how to be a professional and learn from him. So we're excited about that.
A lot of the teams that have gone for their franchise quarterback in the last few years have had to trade up to do it. Have you already started those talks with other teams about the possibility of having to go up to find your guy?
No, not yet, because we're so early. No team has really met many of these guys yet. So I think until everyone goes through their process, like we've talked about, getting to know, and then that's when you start making your determination to what's best for your franchise.
Do you feel good at 5? Do you think you need to move up to make that happen?
We feel good where we are right now. Like I said before, we feel we've done a lot of things that we can gives us flexibility. Through the draft and free agency. So, for right now, we feel very good where we are.
Chris, is there any position that you can say, most likely we're going to take that position in the first round, whether it's pass rusher, offensive tackle, quarterback, anything else?
I don't think we can rule out anything. We have a lot of spots we need to fill. We have some young players that did a good job last year, and Brian and the staff developed, and keep building from there. But for us, I don't think we can rule out any position, no matter. We've always said, you can think you're deep at some place, and then an injury happens and changes the picture quickly.
Would you rule out any move, including to number 1?
I don't think you'd rule out anything, right now. I think we're wide open to everything.
How do you feel about, obviously, you've talked about liking the amount of money and the ammunition that you have for as far as draft picks. Do you feel like you have enough to make any move you want?
Yeah, we do. We feel good, and I think history shows with the things we've done and the picks we've acquired and the money that we feel good about our standing, and to the flexibility to move up and down or stand pat.
What's the sales pitch that you make to a prospective agent or a free agent that you're targeting as an organization?
Oh, I think last year was a great, at the end of the year, going up to New England, beating New England, like that, with New England playing for something that was really important, and everyone was telling us, lose for a draft pick. It didn't make any sense, and I think you're going to have a team that's going to be competitive, tough, smart, and building it the right way with a coach that's going to lead us to good things in the future.
If you guys don't get a quarterback, what does that mean after that?
What was that?
If you guys don't get a quarterback, what do the wins last season, what do the draft position you have now? If you guys don't get this quarterback to finish this rebuild, what is it? Where do you guys stand?
No, we'll just keep building and working and doing everything we can to win here. So, like I said, we'll keep working, doing everything, and build it the way we think will be the right way to bring a championship here to Miami. And, we'll do everything we can to try and add the right people.
There are a lot of veteran quarterbacks on the free agent market, some available via trade. Where does the team stand in terms of their thought process of does it have to be a young guy that you want to invest in, or can you go the veteran route?
No, I think right now we're just still going through all that. There's a lot of, you said there are a lot of people, probably more than usual, out in the marketplace, I guess you would say. And for us, we're just going through our process still. Like I said, we feel really good about Fitz and where we are, but we're just looking at every option still.
How much does draft capital allow you to kind of make a pitch to free agents and possible prospective players you're going to bring into the building?
I think it's a big piece. I think people want to see that you're trying to do things to win, and I think what we've done and what we've acquired, I think for any player, especially a young player, would be excited for the opportunity to know he's going to come in with a lot of picks, a lot of good young players, a chance to and build and grow with them, to create something special, hopefully.
Over
Yesterday-
the last few years, there's been a lot of talk about the devaluing of the running back position, both in free agency and the draft. I'm curious your thought process on the value of the running back position.
I think everything goes in cycles in this league. For a while, everyone's saying running backs weren't important. And then then Zeke Elliott and Todd Gurley had big years, and running backs really important. Then the year before, New England did a good job with their backs by committee win. So I don't really value or devalue any position. I think each team is going to make their determination that's best for them, but there's a lot of good players to that position. So I would say I don't really view it as devaluing or valuing. I think you're just going to make whatever decision's best for your team.
Yesterday, a lot of the quarterbacks or a lot of the players got measured, height, weight, and all that. And Tua was 6 foot and 217.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a prototype-sized quarterback?
No, he's not. But I think the game has changed a little bit. I think you're getting a lot of players that aren't the old model. Like the Drew Bledsoes at 6'5", 230, and you're getting a lot of these guys because Kyler Murray last year was another one, Baker Mayfield. So I think you're getting a lot of guys that are good football players now, and I think that's what teams are just looking for. Are they good football players, especially that position if they have all the intangibles?
What are your thoughts about Tua as a prospect, and what do you hope his medicals maybe show you this week?
Tua had a fantastic college career. Haven't met him yet, so for us, we're just going through the process of getting to know him. But again, he seems like a great kid, and and the medical will tell us what it is, and we'll go through our process and get to know him. But excited to meet him as well as a bunch of other prospects.
Yeah. Is it fair to say that you're like all the top quarterbacks you're going to meet at the combine? Or
Yeah, we're going to sit down and talk with him. Yeah, at the combine. Yes.
Chris, Chan Gailey question for you. How did his name first come up? Who brought it up, and what was the reaction in the room?
No, Brian was just going through his process of doing it, and I think with that, you should probably talk to Brian about it. But I worked with Chan previously, and Chan was a little bit ahead in the RPO game early on before it became I guess in style for the league and stuff. So, but Chan's a great guy, a good football coach, and when we made the hire, I had so many coaches from around the league texting, like said, hey, fantastic hire just for the guy and the football coach.
And how much input will he have on, I guess, your future quarterback?
Yeah, like I said, we go through it. He's going to be a big part of it as well. Brian, myself, the scouts, the coaches. Like I said, it's going to be an organizational decision on this.
Where's your viewpoint on the mobility of quarterbacks now in today's game? Is it necessary, or can you have a statuesque quarterback in today's football?
I think the mobility gives you a dimension that defenses have to account for, with the spread and everything out. So I think it is an advantage to guys that can do it. But also, on the other hand, if the guy, like a Drew Brees is a great thrower, passer, and not known for mobility, I think everyone would take that as well. But it does add a dimension that makes defenses account for him. So it seems to be a lot of these guys now add that dimension, which is, exciting for the future of football.
What do you feel like are some of the most? I wanted to ask you about edge rushers, guys that affect the passer. What do you feel like are some of the most important attributes in all your years of research and study that will translate to sacks?
Yeah, I think you go back and you try and study those guys for whether it's the prototype, whatever the numbers are would tell you, and whether it's the measurables, and then but it's also going to be the kid, the person as you talk to them, and that's a big thing because a lot of those guys are driven to be great, and and besides the gifted athletic, but it's really the person, the traits, and the characteristic, and the desire to to dominate. And so, for us, it's getting to know the person, talk to them, as well as all those things. But it's anytime you can find those, it's huge for an organization.
What is the dynamics like when you decide on whether to trade up for a player versus staying there and believing that he'll be there when you pick?
Oh, it's just it's a conversation that sometimes it happens before you talk, and then sometimes it may happen right on when you're on the clock on draft day. And again, it's weighing. You look at what's available, what's how many players are at that position available as you're looking at your board and stuff. And then in terms of when you're doing in free agency and stuff, it's just working with the team and seeing what's best for your organization. So it's a lot of conversations. It's nothing that's ever done quickly. And in terms of when it's veteran parks, you're looking at salary cap, money, how it's going to affect, within years and length left on contracts as
How
well.
often is a team aware that they're about to get jumped? In other words, it would seem to me that you're probably not very often blindsided by a jump, right?
Not often, because most of those calls that come to teams are working all the teams all the way up to there. So you'll have an idea. I mean, every once in a while, like, oh, wow, they got all the way up there. But most times you get those calls from teams just saying, hey, they're interested in a move here or there, and then you kind of work from there as you work down your board and you kind of see who's available, who's not, and then you decide, is this better for us to move up or move down?
Do they have to clarify to you who they want before you consider?
You always ask, but they never did. Yeah, like you'll be like, oh, it's an offensive player, knowing who's there, and they're like, I was like, oh, I can't tell you, So.
I want to ask you about the offensive line. Last year, well, not the offensive line, the trenches. Last year you said that it was a priority to build the trenches. How do you feel like you guys did, and what's the next step?
I would say we did okay, and I think the big piece for us is keep building there. And I think the line play on both sides is critical for being good in this league. So for us, we're going to keep addressing that, and it's going to be a point of emphasis here over the next couple months.